Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm Amaram. I'm a movement, martial arts, and yoga coach. The first movement we're going to start with is the gorilla. The gorilla might look like a bear sometimes, but it's actually a gorilla. Now the gorilla can also move backwards, which is a great movement for our shoulder joints, for our arms, for our legs. Now take your time with this. Walk slowly. We're bending our elbows, we're bending our knees, moving slowly at first. Slow movement is great. When we move slow, we actually get to feel exactly which muscles are moving. Bring some weight back and forth on your wrist. Our wrists are very important. We're going to be exploring our wrists a lot, and this is a great way to start doing it. Now, if we switch our hips facing up towards the sky, we are now moving into the territory of the crab. The crab walk is another great basic exercise that we really need. Our shoulders are going to be working very hard here. Our backs, our buttocks. We're using our body in such a fantastic way here. We don't have to do a lot, just moving back and forth in this crab walk. Don't forget to breathe. It's one of the most important things that we're going to do as we're moving is don't hold your breath. Just move with your breath. One of the great things that we can do with these movements is when we start to combine them. So we're going to go from the gorilla to the crab. Okay, the way we're going to do this is going to stand in a good, nice square, and then we're going to transfer one leg under our body, switching place with its diagonally opposite hand. Once we moved up, we switched our hips. We want to get a little bit of a stretch, lifting our buttocks up into the air, and then we're going to again move our foot under our body, bringing our hand up in the air diagonally, and we replace those two structures that we had just created. Once you feel you're comfortable with it, we can go a little bit faster, do a little bit more. This is also a great core exercise. We'll get your belly working, your back working, your shoulders working. Have fun with it. Now what we want to do, we want to add some movement backwards and forwards. We'll start in our gorilla walk, moving forward, and then we'll switch our base, passing quickly by the crab, and then moving backwards as the gorilla. Going backwards and forwards, every time we want to switch our base, take a couple of steps forward, switch our base, and then take a couple of steps backwards. This is the beginning of combining our movements, starting to make them fun, playing with it, not taking it too seriously at first. Maybe this will be very slow, feel a little bit awkward, but once you get the hang of it, once it starts rolling, this is going to be a very fun movement to play around with. Obviously, we can also do this from the crab. We're walking forward in the crab, switching our hips under, and now walking backwards in the crab. Going through the gorilla, and then every time we'll switch the direction of our crab walk. Backwards and forwards. Remember that we're a structure, an animal, moving backwards and forwards. Now that you got the hang of this, you started to get the movement going under with the leg. This time we want to do the back step. Now the leg, instead of going under our bodies, is going to move backwards. We're going to lift up our leg, maybe as high as we can, and step backwards. Step the leg over the other, and switching our hips. I like to bring my hands to the center of my chest, helping me keep my balance, and looking behind me every time. Adding a little bridge, backwards and forwards, stretching up, adding a little bridge, getting more movement into my back, more movement into my stomach. Every time just exploring the limits of the structure that we're creating. Now what we want to do is we want to combine the three elements that we learned, that seat out, hip switch, crab, gorilla, and the back step, and see how we can start being creative with it. So we're going to seat out, and instead of putting the foot back down, we take it directly into the back step. moving over to one side and then back stepping to the other. Coming around, pulling the leg back and directly into another back step. So we're going from side to side into the back step. Now we want to combine it with walking a little bit backwards, forwards, combining the gorilla, combining the crab, combining the back step, going all the way around, opening up into the seat out, into the crab, into the gorilla, and then maybe from side to side, just seating out and coming back, pulling up into a back step. These are all options. You can try your own combinations. Go slow at first, just feel your body moving, see what feels comfortable. Vary the rhythm, play around with it, have fun. Alright guys, now you have these three movements that you can play around with. Just combine them whichever way you feel like. You can stay in one, do a whole session just going back and forth in the gorilla or in the crab, or combining just the two of them, or maybe going back and forth in between them for 5 minutes. It's all about what it makes you feel, trying it out. Play around with it, jam with it, make your own flow. Play with the animalistic movement. Change your cadence, change your rhythm, change your tempo. Maybe go very, very slow, as if there's something on the floor to be careful of. Maybe run a little bit. Use your movement like music. Improvise. There's no right and wrong here. It's all about how it makes you feel. Maybe it's only 2 movements that you do back and forth over and over, and that's fine. If this is where you are today, do that. Make sure that the movements you are doing are making you feel good. You try to do everything just to make this as fun as possible. Play with it, explore it, and enjoy it. That's it for this time. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. There will be many more to come after this, and I'll be happy to take any questions that you might have. Until next time.